What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at another Porsche 911. This is the latest 992 generation, and they added a flavor to the lineup. This is the Carrera T, and the T stands for Touring, which is a historic model in like late 60s, early 70s. They had like a base model, a stripped down version, a lightweight version of the 911, and they actually won the Monte Carlo rally with that car for the first time, like with a rally prepped version, of course. So it does have some historic value, and they brought it back for the 991.2 Carrera T, which was quite an amazing car, and now we've got the 992 generation as well. So I just want to get something out of the way first, because it's not really a lightweight version. It weighs 1470 kilos, and while Porsche says it's 35 kilos lighter than a Carrera, that is mainly because you can get it with a manual gearbox, because they also add some stuff as standard. So you kind of win some and you lose some. The most important thing though is that it alters the driving experience. It enhances the driving experience in a way that is just lovely. One, because you can get it with a manual, which you can't get a base Carrera with a manual, weirdly enough. Well, they probably knew that they were going to introduce this, and that kind of makes this the one to have for me. Like, of the normal Porsche models, this is kind of a sweet spot. If you look at budget as well, it's not that expensive, relatively speaking, and you do get a lot of cool stuff. So we've got a Guards red car today. I'll show you the spec and all the stuff you get with a Carrera T, and then we'll take it for a little drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. A Guards red car, as I said, which is very nice. This car also, I believe, has the Porsche Sport pack, exterior pack, whatever, in gloss black. So you get like a different bumper design with some gloss black details, which is quite nice. This car also has the dark headlights. I'm not sure if that's part of the Carrera T package as well. You do get, as standard, these Carrera S wheels in titanium, which I really like. It's a really good, like, recognizable feature. 20-inch at the front, 21-inch at the rear, 245 tires and regular steel brakes. Those are little perforated discs. They're not that big, but they work really well. So that is good. Pilot Sport 4S rubber around that, which is nice. The Carrera T gets like these gray accents, agate gray I think this is called. So it's kind of a match with that titanium gray of the wheels. You get this sticker down the side as well. Again, the gloss black detail on the side here. Now, I did see a carbon roof at the introduction, like an introduction video of Porsche, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about that since, so let me get back to you about that. I'll put something in the video if I find it. 305s at the rear, 21-inch, and that is quite a bit of rubber for this car, because it only has 385 horsepower, 450 newton meters from the 3-liter bi-turbo flat 6, which is down there. You can't see anything, which, you know, it's not a lot. It's not underpowered, I would say, but it's not a lot of power. But that does mean that you can use it on the road, which I quite like. At the rear, again, that gloss black bumper. You get the sport exhaust as standard as well on the Carrera T with black tips, which is nice. You also get PASM sport suspension as standard on the car, 10 millimeters lower than the regular car. It has shorter and harder dampers. You also get a limited slip diff at the rear, and that diff plus the wheels definitely add weight. So that is something, you know, they say that they have stripped it out because you don't have a rear seat. As you can see, hope you guys can see that, there's no rear seat. Lightweight glass, a lightweight battery, but then they add weight, bigger wheels, limited slip diff, stuff like that. So in the end, I guess you end up at the same thing, 1470, because a Carrera S base spec manual gearbox weighs 1480 kilos. So really, it's only 10 kilos that you save. But if you start adding options to a Carrera S, it all depends on the way you look at it. But I like the spirit of it. Let's just say that as a conclusion. I like the spirit. I like the fact that you can get a like stripped down, back to basics car with a lovely, lovely manual gearbox. And it's just about driving pleasure. I really appreciate that. So the gear lever, 10 millimeters shorter than the regular one. That means that it's basically the one from the GTS. Very, very good gear lever. It's like short and stubby, and it's high up because you have this high center console. It is just perfect. It really is. It's so lovely. As you can see, rear seat delete, and you have these beautiful seats. You can also get the GT3 like bucket seats, but I would go for this one for like a daily-ish driver. This is much nicer. You get the GT steering wheel as well with Alcantara, and well, in here it's basically the same as always, which is not a bad thing. It's really good. I love this cabin. Seating position is perfect, nice and low. Yeah, I mean, nothing to complain here. Carrera T on the door sills there. Awesome. So if we turn it on, start it up, let's do ignition first and then switch to Sport Plus for the exhaust. So you get a nice deep startup and a soft limiter, 3,500 RPM. So yeah, sound wise it's not super impressive, but they also removed sound insulation to lighten it up. Basically that's part of the 35 kilos, and you've got that sport exhaust as standard. So that means that you've got basically a recipe for success there, because it is definitely noticeably like raspier and naughtier and louder in here. It's a really noticeable difference. Oh, that is just so lovely. Oh man, manual 911, yes please. Horsey's over there. Hey, and the duck friend. Look at that. It's like a children's book. Ducky and the two horsies, they're looking like, the hell dude, what have we got now? Bye. So, anyway, on the road, like driving it relatively slowly, beautiful. It is just so well done. The clutch is weighted perfectly. You've got a lovely shift that clicks into place. It's not too light, not too heavy. It is just like the sweet spot between wanting something like chunky for sporty driving and something smooth for daily driving. That is it. You also have auto blip, as you can see, so that is the rev matching in between gears, which is nice to have, but I love that you can just turn it off like that and you can do it yourself, which is nice. Sometimes you just want to do it yourself, right? Oh, and that sound. I mean, with the 992, they did something so special in creating a turbocharged engine that feels naturally aspirated most of the time. And especially like at the top of the rev range, what is that, 6,500 RPM, something like that, the sound changes and it's like, it almost sounds like a VTEC, you know, like, I guess they do open a valve somewhere or something like that, but the sound just changes and it's so lovely. Now, to do that, you really need to be in first gear or in second gear and like throw it around, because you have those 305 tires. They stick, they really do, and you don't have that much power, so you really need like a lot of weight transfer, or like first gear from a standstill to waggle the tail, because otherwise it just has too much grip. But it is lovely to do. Just feels so good. It doesn't really like to slide and go into second gear though. Oh, what a car. I love the 992. I think it's such a beautiful car, and then to boot, it just It drives so well. It's such an incredible all-rounder. But before we hit the Autobahn, I just want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Petrol Vibes. We've got the F12 on the wall here. As you can see, we have used it to dress our workshop. It looks absolutely stunning. I love a good silhouette of a car, and you can buy this too at petrolvibes.com. It is made from 2mm thick steel. They laser cut that. You can even have one custom made of your own car if they don't have it in stock already. So go check out petrolvibes.com. They have a lot of cool cars. They've got motorcycles as well. And if you use the code AutoTopNL10, you get a 10% discount on your very own Petrol Vibes silhouette. Go check it out and enjoy the video. All right, so let's hit the Autobahn. It's not a really fast car. It just isn't. Sometimes it like surprises me. I'm like, oh, but I love it. I love the fact that you can just use everything. You can use all the power on a public road, which is very underrated. So top speed is 290-ish kilometers an hour, which it needs a lot of space to get there. It really does. And the speedo is very enthusiastic, as it is with all 992s. So it will do like 300 plus kilometers an hour on the speedo, but you need a lot of space and time. So here we go. That beautiful sound that really changes. I love that. So here we go. This is the endless fifth gear. We do have quite a bit of space, as you can see, but fifth gear is very long, and this is also the gear we're using to get to top speed. This is like 285 kilometers an hour GPS, just so you know. But it is just lovely, it really is. And that adjustable suspension works really well. You can just leave it in the most stiff setting, or you can, you know, adjust the dampers so that they're a bit more loose. Lovely. 0 to 100, by the way, 4.5 seconds claimed, and I actually did a 4.36, which is quite nice. You really need to push it still. Such a great car, really a sweet spot in the lineup. This, I would not mind having this as a daily. That manual, I just love it, I really do. I think it suits the car very well. Yeah, just another very good 992 911. I mean, I have yet to drive a bad one. honestly. They're all amazing. So that's it for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right or this playlist on the left. See you at the next one. Bye.